Dear friends, the shrine of Jesus, the divine word, is originally and still is more popularly known as Christ the King Chapel because it is found inside Christ the King Mission Seminary. Now, there is another Christ the King parish in the Cubao Diocese. That is Christ the King in Green Meadows. And many times, people confuse one from the other. There were times when bridesmaids, groomsmen, ninong, ninang will come to Christ the King Seminary thinking that they are 15 or 30 minutes early for a wedding, only to find out they came to the wrong church. So they will be instructed, guided to go to Christ the King Green Meadows. When that happens, I presuppose that they will still be welcomed despite being late for the Mass, and they will definitely be most welcome for the reception. Now, why is not that the case in the Gospel? The 10 virgins, or let's say the bridesmaids, 5 were foolish, 5 were wise. Now, the other 5 who were foolish were naturally late because they had to go out and buy some oil. Why were they not welcomed anymore? Because the role of these bridesmaids are not simply ceremonial. The groom will be fetching his wife, and it can happen that she lives in another part of the city or in another city. And coming back with his wife, there may be people who would like to disrupt the festivities. Outside the city gates, may mga tulisan, may mga masasamang loob, may mga foreigners, may mga kaaway. Kapag ginabi yung bridegroom, he is accompanied by his best men or men of the city to protect him with his wife. But it is important that the bridesmaids provide the light. Kasi kapag gabi na, kailangang bago makapasok doon sa kanilang walled city, makita yung mga mukha ng mga papasok. Hindi dapat ma-infiltrate or mapasok ng manggugulo yung kanilang festivities. Hence, the role of the 10 virgins were very essential. Hindi sila pwedeng mawalan ng ilaw sa kanilang gagawing trabaho. Now, when the doors were shut, it can happen that when the men are already in, yung mga gustong mag-take advantage can pretend to be guests who are late. Pero malinaw ang guard, ang instruction sa guard. After the guests have come in, wala nang papasok because that is very suspicious. Hence, the 5 virgins who were late can be hostage. May mga kasamang mandarambong at pipilitin na lang makapasok. So yung guard, yung master, ang sabi niya, I do not know you. Jesus uses that parable to remind his listeners, to remind us, not simply to be good, not simply to be kind-hearted, but more so to be aware of our tasks. Ano yung responsibilidad na naibigay sa atin ng Diyos? Kanino tayo responsable? Walang gagawa ng responsibilidad natin kapag tayo mismo naiwanan natin o hindi natin nagampanan, and consequences of neglect of our responsibilities can be crucial for others. Jesus reminds his listeners, we are all invited to play a part in the kingdom of God, and our parts are important. Later on, we will be demanded accounting for our responsibilities. Jesus outrightly urges his listeners, do not neglect your vocations, do not neglect your responsibilities. There are things that you want to do. There are good things that you want to do. But in the kingdom of God, prioritize and never neglect the responsibilities given to you.